I listen. I can feel it. I experience it. And I breathe it. This is music to me. And who am I? My name is Nina, and I'm a music lover. And I'm about to take you on a journey into one of the craziest industries in the world. This is Connected by Frequency. Welcome back to another WrapUP episode. My name is Nina, and you're watching Connected by Frequency episode number 13. I hope it's not gonna be unlucky as it sounds, and I'm sure it's not gonna be. As we received some amazing feedback regarding our last WrapUP that we did 2 weeks ago, we decided to continue with this recap WrapUps every month. So this is why we prepared for you some new releases that came to us in January. Again, as you can see here with me in the studio is Filip.
Hello,
Filip
everyone.
Fischer, a man who has been in the music industry for, let's say 15 years.
Almost 15
Almost
years,
15 years, all right. And he knows a lot about music because he's a DJ, he's a producer and a record label owner. And he's definitely going to be here to help me explain a lot of things that I want to say and I don't know how. So welcome, friend, once again. I hope you're feeling well and you're ready for another round of music tour.
Yeah, I think we are ready. So thank you for the amazing comments last time. And I hope that we will achieve nothing less this time.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. Thank you again for being here. Okay, I will explain how this is going to look like. When we were watching the Beatport report and all those genres being active last month, we realized that it's not going to be possible to cover everything. Literally mission impossible, because over there you can find 30 different genres, not 13, 30 different genres. So we decided to pick a couple of those genres to talk about them. And some were picked randomly, some by intention. We're not going to reveal right now how we picked those styles. And each of us is supposed to go through those picked genres and choose 5 best tracks in our personal opinion.
Yeah.
Of course, it's gonna be
from Beatport Top 100.
From Beatport, yeah, 100. Yeah, actually, some lists didn't have 100 releases last month, but some of those definitely did. So again, as Filip said, some genres had literally 100 new releases, and we were supposed to pick 5 out of those 100.
That was difficult.
Hard job, right?
Hard job.
So you have actually no idea how we succeeded in this, but we agreed that we're going to do it this way. So no excuses were made. Maybe a couple of swear words and few panic attacks, I can say that. But we did it. We succeeded doing it, and I hope you're gonna like it. Of course. So in this episode, we're gonna cover and we will touch the surface of new tech house, melodic house, progressive house, indie dance, trance, and techno peak time releases. We will not say who got which genre. You will just need to watch the whole show to get the full picture. And I hope you will. Of course, if you have any comment, and if you like the concept, and if you don't like it, if you want to change something or you want to add something, we will appreciate your opinion and your feedback, and we will definitely take it into account.
Surely.
Right? All right. So I guess we are ready, and I just need to remind you once again to subscribe on Connected by Frequency YouTube channel, to like this video if you like it, of course, to share it everywhere you can, everywhere we want, and leave a comment if you have, of course, anything nice or bad to say, and have fun watching. Right?
Let's go.
Do it.
So I'm the first, right?
Okay, we're ready to throw the fight. I'm joking.
The battle.
We'll just make
him.
a blast of this. Okay, yes, you're the first one. So Filip is going to talk about progressive house in January.
Yeah, I have some notes on my phone. Sorry, give me a second. Thank you. Yeah, progressive house. I really like this genre, and it's been here for a really, really long time. There is a lot of subgenres of progressive house, and people in the progressive house, everyone is looking differently on the progressive house. What is progressive house for them? So this was really hard for pick up 5 songs from 100. Beatport 100 top tracks from the January. So I hope I will get some points and that you will like my top 5 from this genre. So let's begin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on the first track, I have a track called Resonance from the Cream PL. Cream PL is from Poland. Track was released on the Movement Records. So what I like really about this track, it's how that it had that really great progressive warm vibe with nice melodies, nice pads, nice drops, nice transmissions.
It's clean.
It's clean, yeah. I know about this artist from Poland. So he had really amazing releases for I don't know, maybe past 5-6 years. So I will mention it again. Cream. So de la Cream, right?
Yeah. Well, when I hear Cream first, it reminds me of
I can a
Ibiza.
little bit put the volume here, right?
Yeah.
So this is some classic progressive chords, progressions. What else I can talk about this track? It's just have some really nice, warm progressive feeling.
It's chill, or relax.
I can imagine some sunrise.
Exactly.
Or maybe driving with the car.
Oh, yeah, that's
and
perfect.
some seas on the way,
Yeah.
I think it's really beautiful.
I agree.
I've just put it a little bit.
Nice.
So, Movement Records. You should really check out that. It has amazing releases. I really like this label and how they introduce some new artists and from time to time give us some really superb artists from the top.
Nice.
Here it is.
Next one.
With a drop.
Sorry. Sorry.
This is the best part, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Really great flow of the main break and the drop.
Agree.
So the next one is combination of Guy Baron, Filip Novaes.
I love this artist.
Yeah.
Guy Baron.
Guy Baron, he's from Italy actually, and Filip Novaes is from Brazil. So Daybreak, they call the name the Daybreak, released on the Sprout Records from Berlin. A little bit differently, if you see, it's more calmer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Different melodies, but still it's I can put this track on the really beginning of some party.
Like a warm up.
Yeah, people is still coming, they're still talking to each other, ordering a first drink.
After a while.
And this is I call it the background music when you come into the club. It's not for the peak time, it's not for but it's really get you in the mood of what is coming.
Yeah.
So really nice track.
I love it. And I love Guy Baron, definitely.
Yeah.
Really good producer.
Actually, it's not the same. I think you mean Guy Baron.
I don't know.
He's a live artist from the Brazil, and this is Guy, and this.
No. I think I'm in on the right person.
So leave a feedback. Who is right?
Who is Guy? What is he playing?
Guy Baron is a techno live artist. He was an Exit Festival.
No. I love the progressive one.
Okay,
progressive one.
sorry.
Yeah.
Then,
and I listened to him live, by the way. Yeah, so I know.
So Guy is alive. I don't know this guy. So.
No. That guy Baron.
I know that Guy Baron or Guy Barato maybe.
No, I don't know.
He's from Brazil, something like that. Yeah.
No.
So the third one from top 5 is Camillo, Sacramente, and Velveta. The album and the track called Nowhere to Run. It's actually released on the Fragrant record label. They are based in Kiev and in London. So Camillo is maybe in the past 2 years really get some really amazing releases. And progressive house is something like how can I say, when you get in one flow, it's very easy to make some new tracks, but he's constantly changing something, adding something, and I can see a really nice growth in his production. Actually,
and
those two,
vocal.
yeah. Actually, Velveta is the singer, and they are both from Colombia. So I think it's really amazing. Again, this is not a track for some club. I will probably play this in some live stream, you know?
Oh yeah. And
for the YouTube,
a beautiful occasion, yeah.
exactly that.
Perfect.
So we have a really, really wonderful vocal from Velveta. And she has really some amazing releases as well on the Beatport. So you should definitely check out this. But it's so nicely produced.
I like it. But it's really calm.
Yeah.
You like that style, you know?
Yeah, when it's come to the progressive, I like it when you have that progression in the track.
Yeah.
But still, it's not too much trancey, how to say, or too much aggressive progressive. So when I'm searching for the progressive house, I know that I would like to play those tracks on in specific part of the event or on location, you know. So one of these tracks is definitely...
Well, I realized one thing. When I was going through those genres, I also checked your one. I realized that looking at your list right now, that your list is a little bit different than mine.
That's super.
Literally because of that. You like it a little bit calmer, and I like when it's added, you know, some more... I don't know how to...
Because a lot of these tracks, when you... play it at home or when you play when you're listening at home, it's an original BPM, the speed of the track. So when you're in the club, it's totally different vibe. So you can make from this track a little bit faster and aggressive because you use a little bit of effects. You put your track a little bit in higher BPM, and when you mix it, that track doesn't have the start, the beginning, the intro, the outro, you know? You can make it a little bit aggressive and a little bit more clubby when you play it. So that's only you need some experience, you know, what you can do with the track,
I agree, but generally progressive is not for a club.
It depends. I think it depends.
Okay, as a warm-up, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think always it's like specific people like progressive house.
Yeah.
So when you play for some progressive house crowd, I think that's the best combination of what you play and the feedbacks from the crowd, because they're really enjoying the progressive house. And if you pick some of them favorites artists or tracks, I think you can get them like this, you know, to like you. So regarding that. Sorry, what was the question?
No, I was just saying that you cannot really play progressive in a club.
Oh, yeah. Definitely this one I will never play in the club, but if I do some live stream, I will definitely put it, you know.
Why I don't see Paul Thomas on this list?
Paul Thomas?
Yeah.
He was on the top 100?
Oh, I think 2 or 3 tracks were over there.
Oh, sorry, maybe I just didn't like it, you know.
No, it's okay.
I was making a lunch at home, so maybe when I was listening,
remember this.
4 hours of music.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Let's go to the next one. this is some classic artist, Stan Kolev and Teklix. It was released on the Outer Limits. That is the label from Stan Kolev and Mariano Carpiati. No, I don't know. So Stan Kolev and Teklix. Teklix is actually from Teklix. How do you say? Teklix. Yeah, he's originally from Dubai, and Stan Kolev is actually Bulgarian. And he moved to Miami, and he played a few times here in Belgrade as well. He got some really, really super hits, so a lot of people know about him, and he's constantly making the top tracks.
Oh, I like it.
You see, this is a little bit aggressive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is why I like it.
Yeah. So how I make this 5 top 10, I'm always looking like that. So tracks from the beginning of the set, a little bit faster. So if I have, I don't know, 2 hours of the DJ set, this gonna be like in the last quarter or something like that, you know, just to put a little bit. Now the people are already ready to have attention from the DJ. So if you open with this track, people will not remember it. But if you put at the end of your set, it's gonna be totally different. You know, like people, this track is good. Now I'm already vibing. You know,
perfect intro to something. You know.
And for the last, I put it the silent moments from Amhain. Amhain, right? Amhain is actually from. Let me see. I cannot remember all of those guys.
Of course you cannot.
Australia. And the label is Proton Music. Proton Music is a big distributor of the labels. We will talk about that later. And Proton is making really good releases and really specific in the genre and really specific who they want to release on their label. I really like this one. It's just interesting for me, you know. I will... See, it's again a little bit.
Is there like a water?
Yeah. There are a lot of people, a lot of producers are putting now the birds, the I don't know, the water, the ocean
nature,
waves,
elements,
the nature stuff inside. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But I really like the vibe from this track.
Nice.
It's so nice melodies that's combined, and I heard some instruments. I don't know, I can call it instruments. Like, how do you put this out in the track, you know, like how do you get idea of putting that in the track? So that's really amazing, and that's what is really important when it comes to the producer.
I think it's really important to pay attention to all the details that are around you.
A lot of us, you know, just when you produce, you know, like, oh, I need this and this and this, and we get bored after a few hours or a few days or month listening to the same track in the loop, in the loop, and you get sick of it, you know, and you just, okay, I just release it. Yeah. But those details, when you have the power or I don't know, patience to stay on that track and finish all those details, that make a difference. So, good point.
Yep.
That's my top 5 from Progressive House.
Share with me that mouse. All right. So,
what we are next?
Next genre. I'm going to talk about tech house. This was not my choice, to be completely honest. I like tech house, of course, but I'm not completely familiar with this genre. But I had fun, you know, doing researches and listening to all those tracks that were released in January. So my first track that
was it hard? Like too many tracks?
Oh my God, it was super hard.
And it was totally different, right? You have one tech house in this kind of
exactly.
Tech house in the,
so
like,
what to choose? And I tried to choose different, you know,
little bit underground, a little bit too mainstream, and there is a lot of stuff.
But it was the tech house. super hard. All right, so first track. Let's see. Name of this track is Polite. Malakoya is the vocalist. It's not like super lyrics over here, but you can hear the vocal over there. The artist is Return of the Jaded.
I heard about him.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So this artist is actually that kind of artist that likes deep quality underground house, and he explains this his production as a fresh alternative to current trends. And actually, 8 of his tracks
What
finished.
a fusion!
Yeah, exactly. Finished on the top 100 of Beatport. So he's already successful over there, and he's definitely supported by big artists like Green Velvet, Pete Tong, Danny Howard, Tupenberger, Gordon City, you know. And the labels he's releasing usually for is Relief, Suada, Kid Ball. You are familiar with that. And this track is actually part of Sink or Swim label. If you remember it from the last episode, we mentioned this label because we didn't know what label that is.
So you see how they make the points at the end of the year, you know?
Yes.
A lot of artists are in the top 100, and at the end of the year they have a lot of points from those artists that was in the top.
Exactly. I like
different,
yeah. I mean, I like these groovy, deep bass lines over here. And as I said, Sink or Swim. Yeah, Gaz was, yeah, I know.
It was not a burp. So.
Gaz was the artist that actually finished on the most streamed tracks of 2021 that we mentioned last time. And actually, Sink or Swim, if you didn't know, I did my researches, is actually a Dutch label, but not any Dutch label. It's part of Spinning Records.
Ah, okay.
So now it's all clear, right?
Now it's a little bit clearer.
And if you did not know this, in 2017, Warner Bros. Acquired Spinning Records. So this is why they are super big.
So this episode is finished.
All right. Okay. So my next track is called Cherry Blossom. I'm gonna move a little bit forward.
This is progressive house.
Yeah.
A little bit like.
We're gonna talk about this definitely. There's a couple of tracks that you're gonna react this way.
Really nice vibes. Exotic.
Okay, let's move it a little bit further. So the artist is Simon Kidzu. You don't know who that is.
I know.
Okay. So he likes those alternative, tech vibes and catchy drums. You will hear this in his production and in this track as well. Also supported by big names over there. And he is releasing for labels like...
Yeah.
I know you like this.
Smooth. I do remember this track, definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
You can put it in the set, easily.
Yeah. So he's releasing for Tool Room, Club Sweat, Armada, Spinning, Saved Records, and so on and so on. And this track is actually released under Kid Ball. And
I know Kid Ball.
I did not know Kid Ball is actually Tube and Berger.
Yes.
And Juliet Sikora.
Yeah, Juliet Sikora.
Ownership.
Amazing label as well.
Amazing label, definitely. And I love this track. I love this,
This track is like for everyone,
Yeah, I think everyone could like this.
Every DJ can put that in some kind of folder or playlist in the USB drive and have this like... those tracks are not too much hit. And they're not get bored. So in 2 years, if you play this track in anywhere, people will not recognize it and people say like, oh, it's a good flow, Yeah. So this is a gold tracks,
And I think this male vocal, I'm just gonna stop it over here. Male vocal adds, something additional.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so next track is called Fever Called Love.
And we mentioned the Kevin McKay the last time.
Yes, definitely. Yes. Don't read my notes over here. Sorry. So let's go from here. Okay. So Fever Called Love is part of Kevin McKay production. You're familiar with this part of the lyrics, famous lyrics. And we mentioned Kevin last time. Let me wait.
Yeah, good.
All right, no mistakes with Kevin, okay.
Yeah, no mistakes.
Kevin is the owner of Glasgow Underground. We mentioned this last time. And he's definitely releasing music non-stop. He's crazy. He likes, to release music under his label. And he's definitely taking his releases, not only his, but under his label, to the top of the house charts.
Yep.
Yep.
I mentioned last time in the last episode, he can put you on the top 100, like if you like the tracks and if you call him for the collaboration or something, and if he likes your idea or something that you can combine yourself with him, I think it's a win-win combination.
Yeah. I think you're completely right with that. All right. Yeah, he likes this, what I realized over here, he likes this darker industrial elements to add. Sometimes
I think,
like in this,
that he had a lot of tracks that was at least him and one artist on the track, so he did a lot of collaboration. So I think that you cannot hear only him always, but if you can recognize that, that's awesome. Like you said, some elements of underground and stuff. So that's the good thing when you say, oh, that's Kevin. I can hear the production. Yeah. So that's really good. Yep. So he leaves a mark in every track.
Indeed. All right. We mentioned last time this topic. I mean, we just scratched the surface of it, but I wanted to start it again because sometimes I'm really not sure if we see so many remixes and reworks of popular tracks, old school tracks, because producers and DJs are experiencing lack of inspiration, or they just want to play safe and go with the tracks that will be 99% well accepted.
Oh, tough question. I think some artists, they have the music prepared for next 2 years. Some good production. Some good producers and some good labels, they have a vision of how music gonna be look like or sound like in a year or two. So when we're talking about that, it's very hard to get that vision from every producer, So a lot of producers are following what they hear, and we have some of them who is giving us the path or the way what music should be, or what or how music will sound in 1 year. So there is two types of the people. If I make something new right now, maybe it's gonna be too much experimental. But in 1 year, if somebody do much bigger than me, the artist or producer, and if I follow him, then it's gonna be, oh, he's following him. So there is few artists who is putting how sound will sound in 1 year. So a lot of us, we're just following, and we are losing that conception of the creativity, because if I put too much creativity, maybe it's going to be too much creativity, and people will not understand or accept that new sound that is coming. So I think the 90% of the producers just following what is right now in the top 100.
But do they make mistakes sometimes?
Definitely.
I mean, you have to be a really good visionary,
I think that's the labels that's managing at the end, Like I say, oh, I'm defected, and in 2 years, this is going to be awesome, We want to bring the house back. So first I will contact few top artists from my label and say, should we bring the house back? And everybody said, yeah. So a lot of techno DJs are actually playing some house tracks on the big festivals, and you're like surprised, oh, he's playing a techno and now it's some good house track. So they're making
and the opposite. I have to say this.
How?
A lot of other artists who are playing different kind of music. For example, okay, I am trance music lover, so I listen to that music mostly. So I see that all of them, not all of them, of course, but most of them are actually adding techno sound in their sets or production.
Yeah, right. But it still depends. I think from my point of view, right now I can only follow some big artists, right? I cannot add some new sounds or experiment too much. I can do that, but in really small percent of the tracks, just to make it like, hey, it's mine. It's not just a copy of some other artist. So, but when it comes to the DJing, that's totally different thing. When you're a DJ and when you make a good party or good vibe, then you can play anything, right? If you pick the perfect moment for some track, you can add techno and you can add some really house vibe track. Old, I don't know, last time I played the track from the Music Sound Better With You, the original version, and everybody's like, oh, amazing, I didn't heard that track for, I don't know, couple of years in the club. I just felt it's the perfect moment. I was scrolling, searching in my CD, and I go, oh, they should go. Only because the crowd was ready for something like that. If the crowd was not ready for that, then you can make a mistake, huge mistake. Like, what's he's doing? So you need to cook, and then add a special flavor.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 100%. But at the end, it is all about the label. So labels are controlling everything.
I think the labels are controlling the...
Like it or not.
Like it or not. Yeah, that's why they're labels,
Of course.
Right?
Especially the big ones.
Yeah.
All right. So next
Where's
track.
my phone?
Where did I find it? Okay, next track. It's literally the name of the track. Where's my phone? The artist is Marco Faraone. Actually, it's a remix of his.
A lot of people on this track,
Yeah, I mean, okay, we have a vocalist.
Yeah.
And yeah.
The remixer,
and the original, artist over there. Okay, let's just move a little bit.
Why did you like this track?
Why did I like it?
Yeah.
To be honest, because it's something fresh.
It was the first on the...
No, first, no. No, definitely not. It's fresh. It's, I don't know, it's a little bit different than...
See? If I can stop you here. This track, it's good, but again, maybe I will not download it because it's too much experimental. Where I can put this track in my set if I'm a tech house DJ.
Okay, you're looking this way because you are a DJ and a producer. I'm looking as a
listener,
fan, as a listener, as a music lover.
It's totally different, It's a good track.
Exactly.
It's fresh, but too much experimental because what should I mix before or after this track? It's like...
Yeah, I see the point.
I will just keep it, like, it's not the perfect moment, and it's 2 months, I never played this track, and I download it because it's good, and it's different.
Okay, good point.
This is really interesting in the clubs.
Yeah,
because it's making a hype,
Yeah, exactly, that was in my mind. There's a drop.
Oh, and everybody's like screaming.
Come on.
Yeah, a little bit of some old techno.
Yes, thank you. Good way. You see how you read my mind.
Yeah. No, I'm just reading your paper.
No, that was not written over here. Don't lie. Okay, so Marco Faraone is an Italian techno house DJ and producer. A really talented one, and this track is actually released under DFTD label. If you did not know this, DFTD is a breakout label to Defected Records, and they're focusing on fresh, new, and undiscovered talents from all around the world.
So this is how labels works in some ways. They make smaller labels, where you can enter, and if you show good and people are interested, then they will put you on the major label. Yeah. So it's great for the artists. I heard about a lot of producers are complaining to me like, "Oh, I didn't release on the major. I released it." It's good, it's good because it's entrance to some big stuff, because a lot of other artists, a lot of other labels are more watching those labels than the major. you know?
Okay.
Because, let's, in this example, my example from my label, I have All Day I Dream, but if I go to All Day I Dream artists and said, hey, would you like to release on my label? And they say, but I'm releasing on the best label of organic house. Why should I release with you? But if I go under daughter label of the All Day I Dream, there is not. But if I go and I see, this guy, you know, and ask him, would you like to release on here? Yes, he will come to my label, you know. So I'm searching more for the artists on the sub labels than on the major labels.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
And when you pick some tracks and people will react, it's really great when he supports the smaller artists. When you play some not popular, not bad, but not that much popular tracks in your set. So those labels are really great for some fresh new sounds like this one.
Okay, artists, don't lose your hope if you get refused by big labels. All right, and the last one in this category, let's call it that way, actually it's my favorite.
And for the last.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, it's melodic.
Yeah, but listen to this track. Just listen to this, and I'm curious what you're gonna say. Because my first reaction
is zoo. How do you say?
No. My first reaction was, why is this track on Tech House?
Because of some of the elements in the...
Yes, it has elements. It has elements. And I was like,
but there is more elements
weird.
of melodic house. But probably artists are not that familiar with the melodic house. You know? And if you can, as a label manager, you can go to the artist and see where he released the most. So why should I put progressive... producer in a tech house? I will not do that because he will lose the followers who is already following him. So probably they had previous releases in tech house.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I'm gonna explain right now because I was curious about this because I love this track. And then I realized Nihil Young is actually the main artist when it comes to this track. But beside his name, there is also Paige. Nihil Young, he's that kind of artist that likes synthesizers, percussion, precise percussion, and powerful driving grooves, as you can hear over here. So this is why he releases for the biggest labels out there, such as Toolroom, Kid Ball, 03, for example.
So you see, all the tech house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But fan fact, actually it's not a fan fact, it's a real deal. From 2020, Nihil expanded his sound and his collaboration with Paige. And the Paige is a rising house artist. So he also did a couple of those tracks. This is not the only one, because he explains this as this kind of partnership they have as a stimulating partnership that opened a bright new chapter of sound consisting of vocal-led production, fusing progressive house and melodic techno.
Where do you find this stuff?
Well, I did my research, seriously.
I had time only to listen to tracks.
Well, and this track is released under the label called Realm. So... if you know it, I don't know, but just to let you know. And I really don't care why this track is. But it's
a really nice track. It's a really nice track.
Is more progressive, you know, and melodic techno. It is on this list, so I had my right to choose it.
Yes.
All right. So also, I need to mention one more name over here. I did not pick it as my top 5 because it was really hard to pick only 5 again. But we agreed that we're going to talk about some local names, local producers, and this one is one that I need to mention. His name is Andrew Meller. He's from Serbia. Name of this track is Dirty Minds. And actually, he's been releasing for big labels like Glasgow Underground, Toolroom, Sage Records, Kid Ball, Tauten. And actually, this track is the first track of his own label that he just launched. And we actually were at the party last Saturday. launch party, so it was super amazing. And I love this track.
Yeah.
I love this artist, first of all. If you ask me, he and Space Motion are the most talented artists in Balkan, if you ask me.
I will add some artists later.
Damn it. I know, I'm joking.
Agree,
there is another name.
I can agree.
Not only one,
yeah.
but...
I can agree that these guys are right now in the top 5 producer artists from Serbia.
Yeah, and his new label is actually called...
a Reveler.
Actually, a Ruler.
I don't know, it's Andrew, Meller, Reveler. So if you're going to say Meller, it's a Reveler.
Well, it's written R-E-W-E-R.
I don't care, we are from Serbia, so Reveler.
I didn't ask him about this.
Yeah.
But maybe I should.
I know that he was preparing this label for, I think, for 2 years. And the concept is really amazing. The behind of the every cover is his father, who is painting every cover.
No.
Yeah. So
Wow.
his father is actually listening a lot of his tracks and giving him feedbacks as well.
Wow.
And he first listened the track from Dirty Mind and then make a cover and a painting.
Wow.
So every release gonna have a father and the son, work out.
That's
amazing.
Amazing support,
Yeah, actually it is.
Not everyone can get that kind of support from their family.
That's
so
amazing.
That's really cool.
So congrats to Andrew Meller and wish you all the luck with the label.
Yeah. I can't wait for the next release. I'm sure you have
definitely.
a lot of those.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
All right. It's dirty track.
It's Dirty Mind, yeah.
it's really good. All right. Let's close this tech house and continue to the next genre. Filip is going to talk about indie dance right now.
Oh, indie dance.
Yep.
I really like this genre. Is something that is constantly in the music.
Yeah.
I don't know. Used to call it new disco indie dance. Now it's just indie dance, because few years ago a lot of people are combining this with really disco stuff. But now it's changed a little bit to a little bit of melodic, a little bit for club, not that much for the like disco vibe. But it still has some elements of the snare, of the kick, of the vibe, of the bass lines, of modular stuff, of synthesizers. So I think it's coming to the big doors right now. And in a couple of years, maybe 2 or 3, this genre is really expanding. So I needed to mention.
No, I was pretty surprised when you said, I want to do this. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
I need to say there is a lot of garbage music over there.
Like everywhere.
Yes. And I heard a lot of DJs that's actually is playing indie dance. But when you're listening indie dance for 2 hours, 3 hours, or two DJs 4 hours, it can be bored. So you need to be really careful when you're picking the tracks for indie dance kind of tracks, because if you pick the right one and put it in the right place and the right moment, then it's great. But if you're playing only indie dance, I think people can get bored with those constant vibes, because a lot of tracks are really similar. And so you need to be really careful. So it's really good to have it, like a joker in the sleeve, some tracks.
And no one expected.
Yeah. So from this top 5 that I picked, I will show you how can be good, different, in melodic wave, in the club wave, in the, I don't know, just streaming wave, So I will start with the first one that I cannot pronounce.
You had one jump.
Yeah, I have only one jump to learn how to pronounce this track. Ceci and stelle pesele cliché. So probably it's not
it's
right.
French for sure.
But you can see this is this put in the indie dance. But it's a lot of original instruments, less of
that.
computer. Vocal is totally different. But in some kind of, it's really interesting. Like, I will open some set with this track. You know, like to put the people in the thinking, what's he's doing?
Yeah, literally.
You know, what's gonna happen now? You know, nobody knows. And this vocal is so trippy.
Yeah,
you know,
it is. It is.
But later, you know, like we can hear it here. Yeah. So when everything starts, people will start moving.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and the next track is really important. What to play after this. And you don't know what to play.
No,
and
I'm just thinking about it.
I think you will get attention and you will leave the previous DJ with this track. That you give them like 5 minutes of rest. 3, 2, 1. You know, and people will start, I will start getting the attention from the crowd when I'm the DJ.
You know, for sure.
And now I'm the
that.
DJ. Now you're gonna listen to me. This is the first track. So let's go. You know, go with the flow.
All right.
Actually, I didn't find anything about those two guys. I know that Charlotte is the vocal, and Boris Pupul is, I don't know who he is. Okay. Sorry, but I didn't find.
But again,
anything,
congratulations on ending up on Beatport.
In my notes, I said don't know anything.
Okay.
So. That's the thing. Now I find the track, I find everything, but when I started to search, it was very hard and difficult to find them. So guys, please do the SoundCloud page, put some bio.
Yeah, they don't have anything.
Yeah. A few artists that I find it's really good, amazing tracks and everything, but on Beatport you go, there is no bio, there is nothing about them. So I know that not everyone is doing this for commercial reasons to be famous or popular, but still, maybe I'm a booker, maybe I'm a owner of the bar club, and I would like to bring you here. I don't have anything about you. I could probably find you, but if I'm struggling that much to find you, how other people will say, "Oh, I know these guys," you know, I will go to listen to them, you know. So I don't know. Do something to easier to find you, right? Yeah.
Okay, good. Next.
So the next one. Should I need to click here? Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, this is more kind of new indie dance vibe.
I feel it.
The rolling bass. And a little bit of instruments, or how to say, samples.
Oh.
Yeah. Really interesting track too, as well for the opening, but still.
Oh, whoa.
I like these vocals.
I see different elements over here. It's not boring, you know.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people are putting now this trancey, gated vocals, right? That's just following the rhythm. Actually, it's not that much of singing. So, non-Intellego.
Yeah.
Intellego, yeah, right? Leo Sagrado is the remixer, and the artist is Coxenberg, right? So about them, Leo is from Istanbul. The label is from Istanbul as well. Inner Self Records is the label. New artist. I didn't find that a lot of people are following him. A lot of people are like huge interest about him, but I really like this production. And that was worth of mention, because this is a gold. Because from my side, part of side, I will probably say hello to him on Instagram. Like, hey, we do the show with you, you know? And awesome remix, brother. And with those kind of people, you can stay easily in touch, because they are still humble and they are still not eaten from the industry, you know? And really amazing.
That's for sure.
Amazing track. Original is kind of good as well, but a remix got some really special details, you know. Really interesting track. Yeah, and it's still slow. It's still slow, but you can make a really good vibe in the club with this track.
Nice.
And also, these tracks are good for the big events as well. Because they have the elements of the interesting stuffs, and on the big sound systems, I think should sound massive, really massive.
I can imagine.
The next one, we have Tulf Uzman. Nothing much to talk about this guy. He's releasing on Dynamic, so that's it. Supported by Solomon Ame. Burning Bridges released on the Dynamic as well. So he's actually from Tel Aviv, now living in Berlin. So one of the things that's really important here, you need to live in Berlin. I'm joking, but
no, you're not.
You will find a lot of artists that move to Berlin and somehow make the success. Success. So what's really important about the Berlin is because there you can meet people. That was what we were talking about in the last episode. You need to go to the epicenter of the happenings, and you need to pick the right city for you. So if you're tech house, you will not go to Berlin. If you're this kind of indie dance, melodic kind of producer or DJ, you will go, or techno, you will go to Berlin, If you are more like house and tech house, you will go to London or Italy, I don't know. So that's really important when it comes to picking a city where you're going to live.
Well, yeah, you have to pay attention on that stuff, definitely.
So, yeah, interesting.
Nice.
You see this snare? That's really 80 vibes.
Literally, I wanted to say this.
So that's in the dance.
Yeah.
That's why it was in one kind of the new disco, because new disco was synthesizers in the new way, in the modern way. So these melodies are classic modular stuff.
Nice.
Just melodies, build up.
Completely 80s, yeah.
You can see the difference between the progressive house when it's everything is growing, and here is more like step back. It's not that much happening. No, it's different kind of the groove. But you can see there's some original organic analog synthesizers in here. So Tulf Uzman, a really amazing artist.
Yeah, not a lot of them are actually doing this way.
Yeah. So with the next one,
okay,
one of my favorite artists in the past year. We spoke a little bit on Instagram. I spoke with Rafael Serrato. He made amazing track with. Actually, it's not a combination. It's Moroder. Do you know who is Moroder?
No.
He's one of the artists that make the synthesizer. He was working Giorgio Moroder. Working with Daft Punk as well. So he's like they say he bring the electronic stuff. He bring the synthesizer to the world in the early 60s, 70s. When nobody didn't know what synthesizer, he makes music with that. So he made the track called Moroder, and I was like, bro, amazing. Moroder makes the tracks that probably everyone is familiar, and Rafael Serrato in this kind of indie new disco bring the back. So on this track, Cocobolo, Rafael worked with Marc de Pulse. Rafael is from the France, and Marc de Pulse is from Leipzig. So I really like this combination, these two artists. Marco Pulse like a little bit of percussion stuff,
I hear that.
And Rafael likes this. Hear my bass.
It's a good combination, actually.
Actually, it's a really amazing combination.
I love it.
We had an amazing drop. So this kind of track, it's really good for the clubs. Because it will make you move a little bit. But if you're listening 5 tracks in a row like this, it's gonna be boring. Nothing new.
But I see the point.
If you put something like this,
yeah,
in between melodic or in some transitions from progressive to melodic or techno, you're gonna refresh the crowd, you know.
Yeah.
Some interesting melodies.
Oh wow, this is interesting.
Yeah, amazing, really amazing. Good job.
Okay, congratulations.
And I think this is the last one, right?
Money.
Money. Tech Warriors is the label. Erika is a singer and a producer from Tel Aviv. She was she was working with Miss Monique, with Kolarova, Lonya. Lonya is one of the most respected artists from the Tel Aviv. He's mainly in progressive house, but really respected in the Israeli crowd or public. So interesting again. Lian Gold and Onen. Onen is actually not from the Israel, but Liam Gold as well. She's from Israel, and I think so Tel Aviv is making a really good marks on the electronic music right now. I know a lot of great producers from there, like Quake, and I'm gonna release one track soon on one of the Israeli record labels. I hope that we're gonna find it here in March.
Okay, let's pray to that.
Yeah. So Tel Aviv is really some of the, how I see it. You're gonna produce music like them, and you can probably get some attention from those public. I had a couple of people coming here from Israel, and they really love Belgrade, and I wanted to say hello from them. And it's a great how the music connect people around the world.
Oh, completely agree. But when you said Israel, and you mentioned this genre, I was like, okay, because when you say Israel, people usually think, okay, psytrance. And this is completely different, than that.
Yeah.
But it's really good, and I like the vocal, by the way.
Yeah, Erika did an amazing job. Yep. So. And still, it's interesting track. It's not that much big time, but it's different. And it's very hard to make a different track that is good. You hear the vocals, amazing. So that's my top 5 from the indie dance.
Nice.
Good job, everyone.
Good job. All right, should we continue?
Yeah.
I think we need to speed it a little bit up.
Okay, we're talking too much, huh?
No, you are next again.
Oh, why?
Because you're talking about melodic house and techno.
That's a twist. Okay, I will speed up a little bit with this.
A little bit.
Melodic techno, as well, you can find a lot of different tracks in melodic, from organic to really peak time. So I think I picked 12 tracks from this, and I was randomly deleting because everyone is good. So like, I was like, I will delete this one, sorry, because I couldn't just pick 5.
Yeah, you're completely right with this genre, because I was doing the same, because at the beginning we did not agree how this is going to look like, this episode. So I got through all of that, and I think melodic was really hard, really.
At the end, I think I a little bit pick of some of the artists that's worth of mention. More than it's there was a really good tracks, but
and again you did not pick any of those that I wanted. So Astrophy from Vincent Vossen, released on the Radicon label, based in Berlin. So you see, still you have that Berlin vibe. A little bit of darky, melodic instrumental track, no vocals. It just goes with the flow, and it's not that much aggressive. Not at all. At least for now.
No, it's not.
But I don't think so.
Really is quiet melodies, in high pitch.
It's all about melody over here.
The long breaks,
long breaks,
making a story of the track.
But also with melodic house, what I realized is a lot of tracks that look alike.
Yes.
It's not the only genre
I think that comes from the people who is listening to the melodic techno. Because unfortunately, melodic lovers, they know a lot about music, but they're like addicted to one sound. It was melodies, like when they hear that, they're like, oh my god, it doesn't matter who is the artist, who is playing, They like to hear that sound.
That's true.
So that's why a lot of tracks. Again, it's the same thing with indie dance. If you're playing too much of this track, then you can be a boring DJ. So you need to be a really experienced DJ who can make a party with melodic techno. Because this kind of tracks for me is like for listening more than for a club.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? So really nice.
Or a circle event or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah. Okay.
The next one is Remcord by Remcord, Place of Origin. The label is Impressum Records. Impressum Records make the Symbiosis one. It's a VA album. So VA means various artists. So a couple of them are making the compilation. So why we want to stop about this? Over here we have the Koyos, label from Serbia, who is really climbing the top charts of the Beatport and really grabbing his spot in the probably one of the best ambitions DJs from Serbia right now.
Definitely.
He's releasing on Afterlife as well over here.
Oddity,
yeah. So why I picked this track as well? It's a little bit of what I will play.
I see the point.
So again, it's a for melodic warm-up track, but a little bit different from the different vibe from the progressive.
It's groovy.
Yeah, it's groovy, more groovy. And those interesting melodies in the that will make you a hook in the club or on the event. This is more for I think for the more open air.
Yeah.
A little bit bigger sound system than a small
or
club.
Or again, some warm-up.
So about the record as well, should I talk about it? Nothing, huh?
If you want.
Yeah. What I wanted to say, a lot of producers said, like, when they send me to the tracks and they say, "Oh, another compilation." Compilations are really good. Because like here, I heard first of the Koyos because I follow him. Then I come to here to Remcord. So it's a good way to be next to it of some really good artist on that. So sometimes it's better when 5 people is sharing through their followers some release than you doing the self-promotion of 1 or 2 track from the EP. So in this kind of,
it's going to
I
be
will probably buy the
more.
whole compilation than just 1 track. So the compilations are really good stuff. Don't get yourself like, it's another compilation. No, it's really good stuff. Compilations are make you more visible to some other artist followers.
Yeah, because it can be easily spread, to the world.
Exactly. Yeah. So on the third one, I have a how do you say this?
Klaxon.
Ski.
Ski. I'm not sure.
Okay. The track is Klaxon. Again, she's from Germany, and the label is A Bird Called Peter.
What?
That's the label name. That's so weird. When I was reading, like, A Bird Called Peter. So interesting name of the label. Interesting artist. I was searching a little bit of her, and she's upcoming and really interesting. Different vibes, right? Of melodic.
But I like this.
Yeah,
I like this pretty much.
And she's coming more from the major labels. She was working with Oliver Heldens, with Solardo. So she's coming a little bit from the main to underground. That's really hard for you to be recognized and respected when you're coming in that wave. Like when you from too much mainstream coming to the underground, to be respected, you need to have the good music.
Wow, how you succeed in that actually?
I don't know. Because it's totally different when you are underground, when you are commercial.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're underground, it's everything by connections. I know the guy, you know the guy, and we all know the guys. And I think in Maine it's just money, So how money you can bring to me? So in the underground it's a little bit different. So I really like how she's placing her right now in some kind of new genre of her. A really interesting track. Nice melodies, synths. Still calm.
Again, you like those clean stuff.
Yeah, I like the clean stuff. I do not muddy production, like too much stuff.
You don't like dirty like I do.
Like Dirty Minds. You see a little bit of EDM.
Yes, I hear.
You can feel it?
I hear it, but it's not bad.
Yeah. It's more like...
I mean, don't take me wrong, EDM is not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, mainstream.
Yeah, but it's a good combination of those two stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Next one, we have Ana from Brazil. I think I don't need to mention too much of her. Releasing on Drumcode, and right now she's mostly techno DJ and have a big wall of modular stuff, and she record a lot of stuff of masterclass and how she produce, and it's really amazing. And in a couple of last tracks, I see that and hear that she's a little bit going to the slower motion. It's not that much in techno.
Yeah.
So she's probably recognize that techno maybe it's not going in her way anymore, and she finds itself with all this modular stuff to make more melodic stuff than a groovy. So this track is released on Afterlife.
Nice.
Call it Journey to the Underworld. So you can still hear some techno influence, like repetitive.
Yeah.
But now you can hear the Afterlife
changes,
melodies.
Typical.
Yeah, in high pitched notes. So it's a really good combination.
Well, it's important if it makes you wanna dance.
Yeah.
And this track definitely makes you wanna dance.
Yeah. The next one is Arude and Sing. Again, what interesting the name of the track. I don't know how people came up to this kind of track. Become immortal and then die. That's the name of the track. Become immortal and then die.
Okay, I have a couple of ideas.
I don't know what the writer wants to sell with this story.
Okay.
Yeah. These guys are from I will mention more Sync than Arud. Maybe people are more familiar with Arud, but Sync is something new for me as well. And when I searched about him, and I saw that he was releasing on Renaissance Records, working with Ame, Loco Dice, Pete Tong.
Oh wow!
So
nice.
I was like,
nice.
Well done,
Nice.
And in this kind of underground world or genre, you see how those guys a little bit stay in the shadows. Like great production, works with amazing producers, but still in the shadow of too much mainstream people that you cannot hear that name that much often. Definitely that maybe it's deserved. But production.
He's not the only one, but
yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
A little bit, I cannot remember the name of the Camellias, but this track is very familiar for me. I don't know from where. Maybe you will guys remember, but this part, it's very familiar for me, and I hope it's not stolen.
Well.
I think this track, Hot Scenes played on Exit Festival on the live stream.
It's possible.
Yeah,
it's
but
possible.
I cannot remember, and I was thinking at home like, what's the track? I couldn't remember. Maybe you guys can put a comment on this.
Please do that.
Yes.
Well, it's normal to do from time to time something like that. You hear it, you steal it, you change it.
Yeah. But it's a little bit familiar for me.
All right.
I'm finished for today.
You're finished for today. Go home. All right, the most interesting genre over here, at least for me. So we come to the part where we're gonna talk about trance music. Of course, again, I'm gonna go from a slower version to a little bit faster and harder. and I'm not gonna push you too much with this because trance can be really hard, but I'm gonna be cool with it. Okay, so first one. Anjuna Beats. It's called Always. This is interesting. Artists are Ben Nicky, Greg Downey, and Christian Burns as a vocalist. Christian Burns, if you remember it well, was a part of my podcast in fourth or fifth episode, something like that. You can check it because this guy is really amazing. He's really, 20 years in the music industry, maybe even more. But when it comes to EDM, he is over there for, maybe 15 years, something like that. And he's really famous in EDM world. He's multi-platinum selling artist, award-winning songwriter. He was doing with Armin van Buuren, Tiesto, BT, Benny Benassi, Paul Van Dyke, and so on and so on.
Amazing.
And Ben Nicky is that kind of artist. He's a mainly trance producer and a DJ. But he's doing a lot of different production nowadays. And he's a really amazing and talented producer. As a DJ, I'm not a fan of him, to be honest, because he's that kind of mainstream, DJ. Mm-hmm. And this is the reason why he ended up playing at Tomorrowland, EDC, Ultra Music Miami, not only Miami,
Maybe
but
he was just pushed to be a DJ because sometimes it's not enough to just be a producer. You need to...
No, of course. He was a DJ back then. He was really like a trance DJ. He was different back then as well, but right now he's that kind of DJ that plays different tracks, but every track is over there for less than a minute. And then it switches to the next one, and he combines something that shouldn't be combined. For example, he's playing, deep house, and the next track is psytrance. And then he returns to, progressive or something.
I will check out. It sounds interesting,
it's
but...
crazy. The mace goes crazy every time. But he plays at those kind of events that likes
too much tracks in 1 hour.
Yeah,
right?
Oh my God, yeah. And I hate that. Sorry, Ben. I know you're an amazing artist, you're an amazing producer, but I'm not that a big fan of you as a DJ. Sorry. So, Greg Downey is also a trance producer. He's usually producing uplifting, techy, even deep sounds, and this combination is actually Anjuna Beats' debut for three of those guys, which is super amazing. And they are completely different. Christian is a singer, but again, they are completely different, and they remained to make a track for Anjuna Beats, and they come from different style.
I believe that in this kind of genre and this kind of music, the vocalist can bring up a lot.
Oh, a lot.
Because they can know how they can sing, how they can make the melody from the vocal.
Yeah, he's also.
And sometimes the artists, the producers are following the lead of the vocalist.
Yeah.
So
and
in this kind of music, vocals are
he's really
huge.
long in the industry, and he's also doing, he's a composing music, and helping them not only just singing, and everything about the production. So he knows a lot about it. So I'm amazed with this track. Congratulations, guys. And I think it's trending. This track is really hype on trance charts. So again, really good
Amazing.
job. Okay, the next one. Famous Cosmic Gate.
How? I heard about them.
No kidding. All right, so for the ones who don't know, Cosmic Gate are best known for their hit Exploration of Space. I think they made it in 2001, if I'm not mistaken. And they're basically they're trance, techno, and progressive legends because they've been in the industry for almost 25 years, and they're still one of the biggest names in the scene.
Yeah.
Not only trance.
They're in the scene more than I have the years.
That's great. They're super crazy. And you know what I like about them? When you see them playing, they also had a lot of those live sets. They're enjoying when playing. They're having
Still
fun.
enjoying them.
They're not young anymore, and they're doing music for so long, and they're still, you can see smiles on their faces, and the reactions
That's
when
amazing.
they play and they change the tracks, and they're friends. Because I'm talking about a duo that comes from Berlin.
It's very hard to maintain the friendship, and
they also live in America, but they live in different countries, completely different. And they, came to this collaboration all the time. So it's
Amazing.
crazy. And I love this track.
Yeah, the trance has that emotions in the track that you cannot.
No one can beat that.
No,
I mean,
no one can
sorry
beat
guys, but this is why I like trance music. I mean,
yes,
melody, emotions, those uplifting moments,
Mm-hmm.
and big breakdowns. Also typical, for techno, but different way, and big synths.
Mm-hmm.
And the vocal, again, they like to add vocals over there because it's definitely...
I think you need to have the vocal to make a hit.
Not always. Not always.
Not always?
Not always.
Okay.
But,
All tracks, all
Most of
trance
them.
tracks that I know, they have the vocal.
well, okay.
I'm too mainstream.
I got it. Listen to this. This part is a little bit mainstream, but they like to add, they like to experiment with this. They then calm it a little bit.
Fancy vocal.
Yeah. This is what I like about trance. It has a lot of changes. It doesn't matter what track, what subgenre, but it has those transitions. It's all about those transitions over there. And it's long,
Yeah, classic.
It has a little bit progressive thing over there, but again, and I will always recognize their work.
Yeah.
Again, it's a really good thing
It has
for the
this
artist.
progressive way because the melodies and everything continues after break.
Yeah.
That's why it's called progressive, because you're adding some new stuff. So
Yeah. Completely right. All right, next one, interesting one. Let's move it a little bit here. It's more interesting. I mean, the whole track is interesting, but we don't have that much time.
It's classic.
Yeah.
Synths.
Again,
Arps.
we mentioned this for some other genres, like melodic techno, for example. When I looked at those lists, at this list, a trance music list, I realized 80% of those tracks are actually uplifting trance. Which is weird at some point, because uplifting is the most famous subgenre of trance music, and it's still alive. And it was popular back then at the beginning of 2000, and it still is. It's weird. I mean, popular for trance people, usually. But again, most of those tracks look alike, if you ask me. And this is why I don't like when artists do that. When I hear some good uplifting trance, then it's something completely different. But it's really hard to find something like that. For example, this one is a combination of melodic, uplifting, and even you will hear it over here a little bit harder.
Yes. I don't know.
And okay, not your taste.
Like this kind of trance, not my favorite, maybe. A little bit of acid and stuff. It's a little bit too much aggressive when I think about trance.
Yeah.
I like those melodies before, classic one.
Name of I forgot to mention the name of the track is Decipher. Artists are Asteroid, Obsidian, and New Spirit. Asteroid is a good friend of mine, by the way. He's from UK, but he's living in Amsterdam for almost 3 years, and he likes those high energy, melodic, uplifting psy and tech trance as well. Obsidian is a dubstep breakbeat artist, and New Spirit is uplifting hard trance. So Nocturnal Nights is a label they released this track for, and it is part of Black Hole Recordings. And Black Hole Recordings, if you did not know,
I know Black Hole,
is one of the most famous in trance genre. And I love this track. I have to be honest. It's a little bit different. Again, it's all about uplifting.
Now it's totally different than after the break on the drop.
Well, it has a lot of changes over there.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, this one is really interesting one. Let's go a little bit further. Wait. A little bit harder.
This is like Blade.
A little bit, no, not completely. But the name is Disco Death Machine.
Blade Runner, 100% for me.
No.
I know the VST that was using for this. It's silent in Ableton, or mostly probably all these producers are making music in the Fruity Loops, not in Ableton. So I can hear some classic silent.
Listen now.
Silent VST
okay.
presets.
This is crazy, right?
Oh, this is crazy.
Everlight is the artist.
Most people think I'm insane.
All right, I got it.
I know, it's good. It's just.
It's different.
I was a kid when I was listening to this, and probably a lot of people can agree with me that when you're coming with the years, you're slowing the BPM.
Well, I know you were a trance lover back then, a lot of years ago.
I buy a Discman, and I had a one CD only, and it was Tiesto and Anastasia.
Crazy.
And everybody was listening that, 140 BPM, and everybody's like hyped, But after the years, I was dropping to a little bit slower, and now I'm too slow,
Oh my God, it's completely the opposite.
So, yeah.
For me, I mean, not completely opposite. Of course, I like the slower version. It really depends where I'm listening that music. If I want to go to a club or a festival, I need it harder. I need it more aggressive because I like dancing, and I can just stand and move my head, and that's it.
I think in one moment, or you become a true fan of this kind of music, or you stop listening.
Yes.
So when you become a true fan, then it's really hard to, forget about it, or I will switch to another genre.
Typical die-hard fans, we all are. But to be honest, until 5 years ago, I was completely die-hard fan, and the trance was only genre in the world that exists.
I just
for
stopped
me.
listening. It was not for me anymore.
No, I get it. A lot of people were like you, but I wasn't.
But a lot of us, a lot of percent of the people used to listen to trance.
I know, because everything comes from the trance.
Yeah, like when you imagine, like White Sensation, it's trance,
Well, and you have to be honest, a lot of genres nowadays have those trance flavors added over there.
Sure.
And when you hear melody, it can only come from trance music,
But I got the feedback on one of my track.
Yeah.
It's like, hey bro, it's too trancy.
No, that's not bad.
It's not, I know, but it's like you're using some old sound that it's not
popular anymore, accepted anymore.
Modern, accepted in this kind of version of melodic, like was too trancy for those kind of people.
Yeah, who
Please
talk
change
about
the
worldwide
color.
acceptance.
Change the color.
Yeah. All right. Of course, to mention those artists. The label is Seven. Why this label is called the Seven? It's actually the label exclusively releases music from the 7 artists signed to it. Those artists, and you're familiar with some of those names: Avalon, Simon Patterson, John Askew, Sean Tyas, Will Atkinson, Alex Di Stefano, and Orchidea. And they're
Not even one.
Come on, Simon Patterson, Okay, they're really big names in this genre, and really maybe one of the best producers out there, to be honest. And how they explain their music, they release under this label. They call it a new era, widely recognized as the epitome of the high-quality tech and melodic acid-infused trance.
So everything.
Yeah.
So I will make a stew with everything.
No, come on. Well, they like to experiment. That's it.
Put something this and put something for the.
Okay, the last one on this list. Oh my God.
Point of control.
Oh, I love this. Again,
this is more classic.
It is more classic.
Yeah, it's
right?
more classic.
Thank you. The name is Point of Control. Artists are Adam Ellis and Derek Ryan, and Jean as a vocalist over here. So again, it is based on uplifting trance, but it's not completely uplifting. You will hear it. I just need to mention Adam Ellis is an amazing producer, and he was an amazing DJ. Why I said he was? Because 2-3 years ago he stopped being a DJ because he faced some challenges in the music industry, as you all do. I mean, speaking of DJs first
very
of all.
hard.
Yeah, it was really hard, and he was
in one point
disappointed.
it's very funny and you do everything.
Yep.
And just one point you just, oh my god, another wake up, another flight, another something.
Yeah. And he was also disappointed a lot of times in promoters, and all festival organizers.
It's a hard industry, really.
Labels.
You need to have the stomach and a
you
good
have to
management.
be really hard. You need to be really strong for this. I mentioned this a couple of times before, but this is the truth. And
like
Filip can
everybody wants to
confirm.
be famous, but when it comes to the price, a lot of them cannot pay.
Yeah, they just cannot stand it.
But I think everybody should feel it, because if you don't feel it, like, you're gonna always thinking, oh, how are we gonna act, or how's that affect on me, I think everybody should face something like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's very big price for everyone.
Just be ready for everything, literally for everything. If you're entering this kind of industry,
you need really courage to say no. Sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Like I always like to mention Avicii and how he ended. So
yeah,
I think
one
in
of
this
those
case
examples.
he was more producer than a DJ, and he was forcing to be a DJ all the time. Like I want to be in studio. Or
Money.
Yeah,
Everything is about money. And that's a problem as well. Okay,
that's
so
why you need to stay underground, because there is no money.
shut up. All right. So as I said, he stopped being a DJ, but he did not stop producing, and he's an amazing producer, definitely. So never.
So this is his comeback,
producing.
or
no? He never stopped. He's not come back. He just continued producing. He just
not playing.
Stepped away from being a DJ, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Awesome.
Derek Ryan, beside his name, he's delivering those driving melodic beats to the masses. This is worldwide accepted. And speaking of label, regarding this track, we're talking about Outburst over here, and this is daughter label of Black Hole Recordings again, and it's owned by tech trance DJ producer Mark Sherry. Maybe you know this guy, maybe you don't, but
how many
really
is the top record labels in trance music?
Well, you have Armada, of course. You have Black Hole Recordings. You have Future Sound of Egypt. When I mentioned Paul Thomas before, actually, he is basically a trance producer, but he's doing progressive trance. And he's releasing, for example, under Future Sound of Egypt, sub-label. It's called UV, I think, UV.
Oh, I know that. I think I heard about it.
Yeah, it's really famous. For example, those three, I think. There are a couple of those, again, Mental Asylum.
But how are the... Sorry, I need to ask. The less popular, or the less famous, or the less good producers?
Yeah.
Do you listen to that trance?
Of course.
It's like, this is not good. Do you have that moment?
What do you mean?
It's like, I think in every genre you have some DJs or like wannabe,
of course,
good,
yeah.
But you need some experience and everything.
Yeah.
So I think in percents, are the DJ producer better or the worse in trance? That you cannot name it like 10 really good and 100 bad.
Oh, you mean that? Oh, it's a tough question. And I think you're asking the wrong person. In my personal opinion, I think you are right.
How often you find some new artists that are really good, but new?
There are actually plenty of new artists right now. Because, I'm following State of Trance and radio show, and Armin is usually releasing new stuff over there. And I find a lot of new names over there that have really good music.
But still, I think when you end up in the state of the trance, you're already good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's really hard to find someone beside that, beside those main, labels.
Like I find some artists that have like maybe 100 followers and really good music.
Oh,
like inorganic house, and like, oh my God, where are you from? And I'm from Argentina. That's it. I'm taking that track.
There is a lot of those people. I mean, because we talked about what is really important, in succeeding being a producer and a DJ as well. Again, we're talking about marketing over there and connections. But some people are not in that position. They can bring that to
Yeah, exactly.
to their life. And it's really bad because they're really quality DJs and quality producers, but they just don't know how to show that.
Do you think that some of the artists will like be more famous than Tiesto or Armin van Buuren in trance?
In trance? No.
Never?
No.
Yep. Okay.
Never.
Next
So
genre.
I'm really sorry, but that's really true. Okay, again, I'm glad that I got this genre, beside trance, of course. And I am going to talk about techno, but peak time. Because I'm not a fan of pure techno, just to make this clear. But this peak time genre, subgenre, however, I really like and I enjoy. So, Space 92.
We mentioned that guy.
We mentioned this guy last time.
And we didn't
Bravo.
know who is it.
Exactly. He
But
ended up
he's
as the most selling artist in 2021 on that list of top 10. And he deserved this, definitely. And this track, the name of this track is The Door. And he's actually one of the best-selling techno artists in the world for the third consecutive year.
Amazing.
Last year. So he's a Frenchman in demand, and he is always saying for himself that he's exceeding his limits. And he's trying to explore new stuff, new horizons, while always keeping that signature sound. And I think this is really important for every artist, Whatever you do, whatever experiment you start, you just need to keep where you came from, what you became famous for, So
I agree.
I love this track. Let's move it a little bit further. For example, here. Yeah, it's a typical. I mean, you hear the tempo, for example, is similar to trance. Yeah, but it has those bass lines that are a little bit different.
This couple of years back, I think trance moved to really fast.
That's
really,
true.
Really moved to really
That's true.
fast BPM, and I don't know why, but I think it just moved.
Why music stopped?
I don't know. Let's go to the next one.
My music is stopped. Something happened.
Okay.
All right. Okay. At least for us, for headphones. All right. So, Filth on Acid is a label. It's a Dutch label. And as you can hear, we have this filthy acid techno to deeper melodic.
Filthy Acid is a really famous label in the techno industry.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
Ilya Djokovic was releasing over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the track that was on the main theme of the Exit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, remember?
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, he ended up in the first or second place on the Beatport with that track.
Okay, good. So great. I didn't know this about this label. So congratulations, Rainer Jonefeld, who is the owner of this label. All right. So next one. Our next one is interesting, and I'm gonna explain it why. Artist. Indecent Noise. Indecent Noise is actually a trance producer.
There we go.
But
that's why you picked this.
Well, I needed to. But he also has a lot of projects for 3, 4, 5 years. Techno projects. So he's doing techno as well, and you can hear a lot of those techno elements during his set, even during his trance sets. He likes that kind of style, I guess. The name of this track is Pile Driver. He's a Polish guy. Indecent Noise.
Pile Driver.
Yeah.
There he means like a pile.
But I'm not sure. But I mean, you hear the sound, so.
Pile Driver.
Yeah. So again, it's completely wrapped in energetic and melodic trance sound.
Pila drva.
Again. All right, so and this label is Mental Asylum, and this is actually his label. So again, I love this track. So good job, Indecent Noise.
Again, Blade. Yeah.
Well, you know what I like, so don't be surprised.
But do you go to the dance techno events in Belgrade, or do you stay on I don't know, Nina Kravic on Exit Festival?
I don't like Nina Kravitz. It's too
Not
much
Nina
for me.
Kravic. When you
For example,
to that
I like,
hour
I
of
like
the
Charlotte De
festival.
Witte, her style.
But you stayed and listened to her.
I said the whole
Cool.
set.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. I'm gonna mention another name over here. We're gonna get to it pretty fast. That I like. Okay, so the next track,
Yeah.
it's called Yeah. So Frank Pellegrino is the artist, and the label is Unity Records. It's Canadian label, and they're actually focusing on underground techno and a little bit of tech house again. So you can hear it over here.
Yeah, the owner is Unity, DJ Unity. Yeah.
Okay. You
I
know
think
it
this
better than
label,
me.
yeah, this label become popular maybe in last 3-4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's really good. If you want to make some, hit track, that's the label that you want to go.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean,
I know the label.
he
that's what I
likes
want
those
to mention.
underground sound, which is cool, I guess. But it has this drums. You're gonna hear it right now. I mean, you heard it a little bit before, I guess. Tribal drums,
Yeah, a little bit of vocals.
of course. Sexy vocals.
Yeah, it's different. It's not
different.
classic.
It's exactly.
I can agree with you.
This
It's
is
not
why I
classic.
like it.
A little bit of percussions. It's something new in the, especially after the break and in drop. Don't a lot of techno producer put that in the after. Just leave the kick.
Yes, yeah, completely agree with that.
So interesting.
Okay, fourth one.
Fergie from the Black and Peace.
No,
I didn't know she's
actually, no, it's Fergie. Actually, how to pronounce his name? I think. if I'm wrong, correct me. So Fergie, this track is called Phenomenon, and I actually heard it in a State of Trance radio show. And I'm telling you, they're playing a lot of techno as well.
Yeah.
So Fergie is known for heavy hitting maximal style of party techno, producing peak time techno bangers.
Yeah, I'm just listening the music differently probably than you. I'm just hearing some
okay.
elements more than just listening the whole track, And
Okay,
you're
that's
right.
normal.
I can hear some
Okay, let's hear it from here.
trance
So-
stuff.
Label is Armand. So it's Armada sub label. And they are releasing not only trance, of course, they're releasing a lot of different styles over here, as you can hear. But again, I think this is the place where techno and trance blends perfectly.
Yes. Different. Definitely different. This
Again,
melody is
those
it's not classical.
changes, uplifting in those moments.
Oh,
It's
the long build up.
That's the
long
thing.
build up.
That's the trance thing. They have those long breakdowns.
Still, you hear some backup vocals.
Yeah. But it's simple.
The funk phenomenon.
Fun phenomenon. Yeah.
The funk phenomenon. Yeah.
All right.
Fat boy.
And the last one, maybe the most interesting one.
Oh, something from Balkan.
Yeah. Again, a guy who was here in the studio with me in this podcast. His name is Metodi Christo. He's a Bulgarian techno geek. He's always running around techno music. We talked about this, so you can check
Now
this episode.
a little bit more than in the back days.
Yeah. Back then he was actually more
He was
progressive as well.
progressive techno.
Something,
Yeah, but now it's a little bit
he's
more,
completely techno peak time, especially, But I mean, you could always hear that tech sound, whatever he did before. But right now, he's really, he like this dark sound, And when you hear him, you will
Definitely.
recognize him because
Definitely, amazing producer, really amazing. Yeah,
if you ask
hardworking
me,
producer.
if you ask me, one of the best
yeah,
when it comes to this
really
music.
respected in Bulgaria and in the techno industry.
And this is, of course, his label.
Agent Smith was right from Matrix, or
I'm not sure. I thought
who was right?
I thought the same, but I guess he thought about this person.
We will ask him.
So yeah, Agent Smith was right. This is the name of the track, and the label is Set About. This is his own label, and if you ask me, it's one of the best techno labels out there.
I can agree.
Okay.
We talk too much.
We talked like way too much. I think Vanya is going to kill me over here, the studio guy. All right, okay, let's close this.
Yeah.
I think we're done for today. So, do you have anything to add as a closure?
I just hope you enjoyed. Again, please leave feedbacks and maybe some suggestions about some other genres that we can.
That
do
would
maybe
be
some
amazing.
next time.
Yeah,
that's going to be amazing because give us some genre that we don't know, and it's going to be interesting how we see those tracks or how we find them interesting for the show.
As you can see, Filip and I have different opinion about different genres.
Yeah, we're like two guys from the Muppets show, right? How was the name?
Someone said that, yeah. But actually, I mean, that's pretty normal. We all have different tastes. We talked about this before, and I mean, it's normal.
That's what we're talking about last
and
time.
And again, you're talking from a side of a producer and the DJ, and I'm talking from a side as a music lover. So it's pretty normal, to
give us some directions.
But most important thing is we understand music. It's really important. And if you do, of course, as well, leave a comment. Tell us if you want something to change, something to add, what topics you want us to cover. And of course, if you want some other genres to talk about, because it's going to be stupid if we talk about...
It's going to be a challenge. So
this was really a huge... I have to admit something. This was one of the hardest episode I needed to prepare.
Yeah, I think twice we rescheduled this because we didn't have time to finish this.
Don't lie. That was on you.
Okay, one of them was me.
No, seriously, it was really hard to do this because there's so many amazing tracks and so many amazing artists, and we cannot talk about all of them because maybe if we do that, we're gonna take like the full day and we don't have that time, and some persons in this room would most probably kill me or something if we do it like that. So, however, if you like this episode, and I really hope you did, you know the drill. Click on the like button, click on the share button, leave a comment, whatever you want to say, feel free to do that. And again, if you want to, you can also contact us on socials or by an email. We'll be happy to answer and give us some feedback. And of course, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
First of all, and remember, we are all connected by frequency. Until next time, stay safe and have fun.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.